Artists, this is the cabinet with the tempera. It's a cheaper paint than the acrylic. You're going to get two colors, and then you're also going to get black and white for mixing for doing your value. I also have a sheet that looks like this. If I don't have it made for you, it's just tag board and then it's taped on top, because at the end you're going to throw these away. And remember, only get a little bit of paint out and I'll show you. So here's my tag board that I have taped to it. At the end, I would like you to take that tape off and just throw these away, because I have a bunch of these that we can use over and over. And you're doing a value practice, so you have two colors and you just put a little bit on of each color. And then you want to have enough, oops, careful. You want to have enough space to where you can still mix. And this paper should give you more than if you were using a paper plate or a palette. And then you're going to have, of course I grabbed a brand new black. When you are shaking these, here's a good example. Make sure you have your finger on the top when you're opening them, that you're opening them away from you, so then you don't get them all over your clothes, okay? And you might have little stuff that's all over the place. If you could wipe that up and get that off the counter. So I just have a little bit of black, and then I'm going to get a little bit of white, and then I'm going to use that for my mixing. Like I said, I'm hoping that we can use these and that this will work okay. If you have extra paint like that, you'll want to get your brush and brush that off so you can use it and it doesn't make a mess. Okay, and when you're using these, you're going to want to be careful when you're carrying back to your seat. They are strong enough, hopefully, to hold the paint like this, but then at the end, like I said, you're going to very carefully take the tape off and throw it away. When you're mixing paints for doing the value painting, you'll have a little bit of white and you'll mix it with your regular color. And he's already taken you through that step by step, but you can see the video that we were watching of the YouTuber. You can go back and forth with your paintbrush and you have plenty of paint on there. I like these paintbrushes that I bought because you can put your fingers on the grippy when you're painting. Don't have your fingers all the way at the end of the ferrule. That metal part is called a ferrule. And then when you're taking and painting on your paper, let me get a scrap piece of paper here. You are actually, and you'll have a practice thing we already have ready, but you remember you're going back and forth, and then you could actually just take that paint right on there and mix it. And he's gonna go through different techniques with you. So at the end, like I said, if I'm doing my value thing with the video, see how I'm just grabbing a little bit of that paint, I'm not ruining the whole thing. Then at the end, we're going to pretend I'm done with all my painting. I will clean my brush as best I can at my table. Remember I showed you with the cleaning of the number 8, okay? And then whatever you get out today gets thrown away. This is just a practice one. Tomorrow you're going to come in and you're going to actually use the palettes, and you will have to wash these. So this is what you'll use tomorrow is, you will put your paints in here, mix in the center. You don't want to fill it all the way full, just a little bit, because you're going to have a piece of cardboard and you're going to write your name on it, okay? And you're going to very carefully cover it up, seal it, and put that in your mailbox artist to use again. And then at the end, when you're completely done painting, because like I said, I want you to use these over and over, add more paint to it of the colors that you need. But let's say I'm done with my canvas. Then what you're gonna do is, if I have a bunch of paint in here, let's say that this was in here, and if it's clean and I could use it again, it hasn't been mixed, I will help you take and scrape that and put that back in the bottle of the white if it's not a mixed color, okay? But so let's pretend that I'm ready to clean this. Instead of putting that in the sink, artist, get a scrap piece of paper, you know, scrape it off my brush as best I can. Now, when I go to clean this, okay, and when I go to clean my palette, then that extra paint's not gonna go in the sink because it clogs up the sink. So then all I would have to do is take this scrap piece of paper, very carefully wad it up and put it in the large red trash can in the back, because the other ones get dumped into the big one. And then make sure that all these little things are picked up. And then you would use these little sponges, wash this clean, and it's gonna make a loud noise here for a second when I move this. maybe not. Then I would clean it, wash it, and set that in there to dry. Thank you, artist. For the practice today, how we would clean this up, like I said, I've hopefully haven't gotten too much paint out. Then I'm going to very carefully, there's tape. See how I just kind of rip the tape up like that? This is just tempera, so I'm not worried about saving this tempera. And I can very carefully actually take your fingers, see I'm holding onto both, artist, and do that. And this will fold up and go in the large, get this large trash can over here. And be careful when you're putting it in the trash can, artist, that it goes in the bottom of the trash can. Okay, so then we're not getting it all over the wall. Step is to clean up the rest of your mess, wash your brushes, and this tape that's on there, that's okay. I will use these over and over again, stack them up on the counter. Thank you, artist.